Come join us as we continue our Europe vacation on board the MSC Magnifica at our next two ports of call in Spain, where we visit Valencia on New Year's Day and Barcelona. So we're off to Valencia. Yeah, that's our port of call. After a short 20-minute shuttle ride from the port, we were dropped off right next to the Serranos Gate, also known as Serranos Towers, which is one of 12 gates that form part of the ancient city wall, or the Christian wall, in the city of Valencia. There's a lot of rich history here. This wall was built at the end of the 14th century between 1392 and 1398. Because it was New Year's Day, we were concerned that a lot of the shops would be closed. But Valencia drew a whole bunch of tourists today, and we were able to get some shopping done and do a ton of sightseeing. All right, here we're in a little plaza now. This is called Plaza de la Verge, something like that. And pretty cool. So, man.
Real Basilica de la Mare.
So,
it's a church.
Yeah, so that's a church. And that looks like a castle. Yeah, even though it's New Year's right now, they're still pretty festive. There's still a lot of people. Here's a different view of the same plaza. And here we are again at another plaza, just on the other side of that castle. This is cool. So this is on the other side of that tower that we saw. Really nice nativity scene. All right, so that about wraps up our time here in Valencia. We went shopping, at least the shops that were open, and we ate, had some tacos and some sandwiches and some gelato and crepes. So overall, a really good time, beautiful place, and lots of really awesome architecture. Walking back to the bus shuttle now to take us back to the boat. And then tomorrow is Barcelona. And we're gonna be celebrating another birthday, my mom. So 3 birthdays on this trip. All right, finally made it to Barcelona, Spain. And we're trying to find a taxi so we can get to the church Sagrada Família. So far a lot of nice architecture and beautiful here in Barcelona. right, we finally made it to the Sagrada Família church, and there it is right behind me. Really beautiful. Look at that. Got to get some more information about the church. There it is. A lot of people come here to check it out. There's a lot of people here come to look at this. So we'll see if we can get in. So here's the situation. We tried to get, there's no entrance unless you have a ticket. We try to get the tickets online, and the next availability is January 8th to get tickets for entrance here. So we can't get in, but we'll be able to look at the outside at least. And but we can't get in today. It's January 2nd today. The next availability is January 8th. So unfortunately, we're gonna have to just check it out from outside. But there's a lot of construction going on still, so I don't know what they're doing. I don't think you could see any architecture like this any place else. Haven't seen anything like this in our parts of the woods, but there is a lot of construction going on. Quick bite to eat at McDonald's, and we're gonna just go around the church again to see the rest of the outside at least. The construction of the Sagrada Familia began on March 19, 1882. It is the largest unfinished Catholic church in the world and was designed by the Catalan architect Antoni Gaudí. On November 7th, 2010, Pope Benedict XVI consecrated the church and proclaimed it a minor basilica. So Myra and I have no idea where we are, but we are just walking through some sketchy places around our meeting spot for our food tour.
You have Barcelona, and then you have El Raval, which is about 10 minutes this way. El Raval is it's up to you guys. Any questions so far? Any questions about the syphilis? That's good. The street behind us, this is Paseo de Colón. This is named after Colón.
All right, so the first place of our food tour is Bodega del Gotique.
Which is even worse. I know. No. Okay. I've never been on a cruise. So here we're going to have croquettes. You may have had them in the US, but these ones are slightly different because they won't have potato on the inside. They're made with a bechamel sauce, which is flour, butter, and milk. So it gives the inside a nice creamy texture, whilst the outside is still nice and crunchy and crispy. If you get served croquettes in a different restaurant and they're kind of pale looking and soft on the outside, then it means that they were probably from the freezer. But these are not. So there you go.
All right, we're off to the next spot for our food tour. So we just had some wine, white wine, red wine, and croquettes. We had a mushroom and a chicken and a ham croquette.
Okay, so this is La Plata. This place is a bodega. A bodega is a place that you would usually stop off for a very short amount of time, maybe on your way home from work, on the way home, to just get a little snack and then top up your wine bottle and then go home. That's why this place is so small, because usually you would spend a long time there. So we're only going to be here for about 10-15 minutes max. So really small. He's just going to get our food and then we're going to eat it out here. Wine to hold.
Oh, is this our drink?
Okay. This is a porron of wine. So this is a way that they would have communally drank wine a little while ago when they didn't have so many glasses to give out like the previous restaurant. So you could communally drink this by lifting it up and then tipping it into your mouth. And that way you can pass it around.
Wine.
Now that in wine is that.
Show me how to do it? No, you show me.
No, it's not. I don't know, I just heard that. Oh yeah?
Yeah, they have fried fish. It's called Pilas Pechos.
Okay.
It's good.
No, I know.
rice, this
like
is
tomato
perfect.
sauce or
And kamatis.
Catalan shops that have like bowls and plates and things like that.
No.
This is the food is pinchos and the sausage is butifada.
Okay, go for it.
You can get different types of pinchos, but it will usually be served on top of a piece of bread like this.
On to our third restaurant for the food tour, and walking through a pretty charming area here, right next to a nice church.
We have now crossed over that big main street, so we're now in a different neighborhood. This is called El Born. El Born is the second oldest neighborhood in Barcelona. El Born was famous for two reasons back in the day. Number one, it was famous for jousting contests. So on the other side of this church, there's a street called Paseo del Born, and they would have jousting contests on that street right there. Second reason that this place is famous is because during the Middle Ages, this was the closest neighborhood to the port, so it's frequented often by many a sailor who would come into the neighborhood of El Born and be looking for certain late night entertainment that sailors would be known to be looking for, that they could usually find here in El Born back in the day. Then behind us, this little store over here, I don't know if you've come across these yet, this is a caganer store. So caganer translates to the one who poops. So this little man down here, this is a Catalan farmer, and he is giving back to the earth what the earth has given him. He is fertilizing his crops. So these little statues are signs of good luck and fertility. Here in Catalonia, they come in all shapes and sizes. Politicians, football players, superheroes, you name it, they have it. He is also usually in the nativity scene. So you have the three wise men, Mary, Joseph, baby Jesus, and then you will have the caganer in the corner doing his business.
All right, our third restaurant is called Mimo's Born. And nice little charming corner here.
So this is vermouth. This is a fortified wine that is then mixed with a bunch of herbs and botanicals. So you'll get flavors like lavender, chamomile, cinnamon, aniseed, cardamom. There's a whole bunch of stuff that kind of gives it this medicinal taste. Some people think it tastes like flat Coke. I find that the more you drink it, the more you like it. That's the deal. This is what the locals will drink, rather than sangria or anything like that. This is what the local people will drink. They love vermouth so much they have an hour dedicated to drinking it, and it starts at 11 a.m. and it lasts for 2 hours. So 11 a.m. to 1 a.m. Sorry, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. That's like usually when they would drink vermouth, but you can drink it whenever you want.
What's it called?
Vermouth. So it's okay, here we have two plates. So this is patatas bravas. This is the most famous tapas that you can find. You'll find it in every tapas restaurant. It is hand-cut double-fried potatoes, and then they come with two sauces. You have the brown sauce, which is the bravas sauce, which comes from the Spanish verb bravar, which means to be brave. Technically speaking, this sauce is meant to be spicy, but the Spanish spice level is so low that I think you'll be fine. And the white sauce is aioli, which is garlic and olive oil. And then this bread, this is pan con tomate. So it's bread, and then you get a little bit of garlic, and you spread the garlic onto the bread. Then you get a tomato, turn the tomato upside down, spread the tomato onto the bread, a little bit of garlic, a little bit of olive oil, a little bit of salt, and that's it. It's very, very simple. They used to do this when they were food rationing and they only had very hard bread to eat, so they would get fruits and veggies onto the bread.
All right, our last stop, Tapas Barcelona restaurant. Let's see what they have for us in here. Right there it is from the outside.
They just say no to this.
It is in between prosecco and
A big open fire, he would have grabbed whatever ingredients he could have found, which would have been rabbit. In Spanish we say paella. It's like a whole bunch of
Just got done with our food tour, and now we're just have about 30 to 45 minutes to walk around and go shopping. So right now we're walking around this little town square in the city. We're about 15 to 20-minute walk from the port where the shuttles are, but there's this nice church right here. Check it out, beautiful. Please like, share, and subscribe if you want to be notified for part 5 and final part of our European series vacation aboard the MSC Magnifica, where we close it out in Rome, Italy with another private tour.